Hello and welcome to Ennis for the 6th and penultimate round of the Tritonshires National Rally Championship, the Charlie McHenry Motor Services Clare Stages Rally.
There's a real buzz about the town as the Clare Stages Rally has taken over here in Ennis this weekend. With a record-breaking entry in the Tritonshires Series this year of 117 crews, there's a lot to be excited about this weekend.
Also counting as the penultimate round of the Top Part West Coast Rally Championship, there was lots at stake for the competing crews who came from near and far to contest this year's event, much to the delight of clerk of the course, Jerry O'Brien.
We have 19 crews from the UK, we have a crew from Australia, we have 2 from America, and we have 26 Clare crews. So it is a massive turnout.
Overnight rain gave way to a clear and bright Sunday morning as the crews gathered outside rally headquarters at Hotel Woodstock in Ennis, where tension was building ahead of the day's stages.
The season is at boiling point between Declan Boyle and Josh Moffat. Neither scored in Sligo, which promoted Joe McGonigal to the lead of the championship. But he's not competing here in Clare today, which means we get to enjoy another showdown between Boyle and Moffat.
Need to something like a third and a fourth. If I could get that today, it'd be great. That will get me across the line. I need to do the same again then in the harvest, but one day at a time.
A big battle between yourself and Declan.
Yeah, without a doubt, those stages there today is going to be tough. Like they're very tricky stages, so you know anything could really happen at any stage there. But look, it's looking like it's going to be a good race.
In the battle for the Rally.ie two-wheel drive championship, Stuart Darcy's title aspirations were dealt a blow with a non-finish at the previous round in Sligo, where Chris Armstrong took full advantage by winning his class.
Chris, you took a great points haul in Sligo. It definitely didn't do your championship any harm.
No, definitely we got on well. We put it off the road, we didn't make it easy, but unfortunately Stuart broke down. It's let us back in the championship a bit, but I think we still do very well to beat him.
Set in the unique and starkly beautiful Burren region of Clare, the stages would provide a stern test of man and machine with a mix of technical, fast and bumpy sections on all 3 stages. Each stage is repeated 3 times, with servicing between each loop of 3. Quickest after the opening loop was the Fiesta WRC of Roy White and James O'Brien. The former champions reported no issues except for slippy conditions on stage 3. Still looking for their first outright win on a round of the championship, the pair led by 4.2 seconds at first service. Trailing White was a similar spec Fiesta of Josh Moffat. The newly crowned forestry champion had the national title in his sights now, and despite the setback of a non-finish in Sligo, the Monaghan driver was determined to give it his all on the last 2 rounds. With the best 6 results from 7 rounds counted, Declan Boyle holds the advantage over Moffat and the absent McGonigal. But there was still a lot of stage miles to get through, and it was clear to see that Boyle had the championship in mind as he eased his Fiesta WRC through the opening loop in 10th place, getting caught by Moffat in the process. Third quickest in the morning stages, Dara O'Riordan was happy with his drive so far. The Corkman had Wexford's Andy Hayes calling the notes in the Fiesta WRC, and the pair were 13.5 seconds off second place. Local haulier Padraig Egan was enjoying his home rally, and he held 4th place despite some niggly issues in the Subaru WRC as he blew away the cobwebs across the opening stages.
You've jumped now and in left on flat crest and 130, line for a 3 right over crest, 130, and 3 left be brave, 2 right into crest and 2 left 150. And a very long 1 left, 170, turn square left.
What are these brakes going to be like now?
Don't know. Pull it forward if you want. No.
You're the local man and holding fourth. You're happy with that?
Delighted with the start we had, because with so many issues in the first one, broke a rim, handbrake on, no anti-lag. We'll settle into this loop now. Hopefully we'll give him a run.
Daniel Cronin won the Clare Stages rally last year and was carrying number 1 on his door, but as he was driving a less powerful R5 Fiesta, the Corkman chose to run further back on the road, and he held 5th overall with navigator Shane Buckley. 6th overall and leading the two-wheel drive category, Ian Barrett was going well in the Darien T90 that brought him the national win at the Donegal Rally in June.
Ian leading the way at the moment in the two-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's very close, Olive. Jeepers, that third stage was the slippiest I've driven in years. Just no grip, and the car is quite light, so it needs ladder and grip, and it's just the tyres couldn't heat, so very, very tricky conditions, but hopefully it'll dry out.
It was a big day for the Barrett clan, as Ian's dad and brother were also competing along with his uncle Kevin.
Second last round of the championship. See this many cars out, just shows the championship still wide open. And look, it's great to see, when you sponsor these things, it's great to see you get to support it.
Frank, you're out for the first time in this car. You're Kevin's brother, Ian's dad. It's a real family affair.
It is, yeah. We're all out today. My young lad, the other young lad, Darren, is sitting with me. So it's going to be a big jump from what I'm used to, which was normally a Mark to Westcott. And we're looking forward to it, to be honest. Bit nervous, but sure, that's what it's about.
Frank was driving the same car that brought Manus Kelly 3 Donegal wins in a row, but mechanical trouble on stage 3 saw him slip well down the order. No problems for Chris Armstrong, who was 7th overall and 2nd in the two-wheel drive battle, but more importantly, ahead of championship rival Stuart Darcy.
Flat 2 right half long 100, flat 2 right half long 100, and the flat 2 left hug 220, and 2 left hug 220, line 4 left plus in 100. 2 right, tightens the late, 3 right minus in the pole, 60.
After a break from rallying, Niall Maguire was back on the tar, but experiencing launch control issues in his Subaru WRC. He was 8th overall after stage 3. 2 seconds off Maguire in 9th and 2.5 off two-wheel drive rival Chris Armstrong. Stuart Darcy had Aileen Kelly calling the notes in the 2.5-litre Darien T90.
Absolute 1 left, line over crest jump, no lift, 30 long, absolute 2 right, be brave. 80, get a line, absolute 1 right over crest, 30, absolute 1 left over crest jump, 130. Cut and hold, speed, 3 right, hug, over crest jump, 60, slowing crest jump, 4 right, tightens.
After a sensational 3rd overall in Sligo, Johnny Jordan was out again in his 2-litre Starlet and held 11th overall and 4th in the two-wheel drive battle. It was great to see former tarmac champion Gareth McHale back on the stages after a long hiatus from the sport. He held 12th overall as he tried his hand at an R5 Fiesta.
Well, Gareth, what does it feel to be back behind the wheel after 6.5 years?
Yeah, no, it's great to be back. We're just sort of learning the car, as I said, and we'll build it up slowly, and there's no better place to that than on a stage.
Another newcomer to the R5 class is David Guest. The former Group N champion was just 4.3 seconds off McHale in the Skoda Fabia. Local driver Michael Hamilton had been knocking on the door of the top 10 after stage 2, but slipped to 14th after stage 3 as he led Class 11F in his Honda Civic.
Crest, flat 2 left, only 16 chicane left entry. Dip, crest jump okay, 60, black cut, 3 right over rough, 80, late flat 2 left, 60, don't cut, 3 right past the lane, 200 to a flat 1 right nips.
As well as a strong local contingent, there was a big overseas presence too, and holding 15th overall was Andrew Dudgeon from the Isle of Man. Now based in England, Niall Maroney returned to his home turf for the Clare Rally and was a further 2.8 seconds back in his Subaru WRC. Martin and Don England's Irish rallying adventure continued in Clare as they powered through the Burren National Park in the Ford Fiesta.
And what is it about Ireland that draws you back time and time again?
It's just the stages, the whole atmosphere is so different to what we've got at home. Well, we've got nothing like this, so it's a hell of an experience, and we're seeing different parts of this country as well every time, so it's really great.
Travelling the greatest distance to be here was Australian driver Jonathan Moir, who was enticed over by his gearbox supplier Mike Maloney.
And what's the difference between the Aussie rally scene and here in Ireland?
You guys are racing for sheep stations. It's pretty good. And most of our stuff's gravel. So this is my second tarmac event.
And how are you finding the stages?
Brilliant. Second stage was a little slippery, but it's really good. Sain's Transmissions, I bought a gearbox off him 5 years ago, so been keeping in contact with him, and he's said come over and have a run.
Wanted to come for a visit.
Have a run, yeah. That's good. Love it here.
Jeff Wright didn't have quite so far to travel to tackle the Clare stages, but the Yorkshireman wasn't expecting to get quite so close to the scenery in his Ford Fiesta R5.
Jeff, all the way from North Yorkshire to be with us today for the Clare Stages Rally. It's fantastic to have you here.
Yeah, it's been great. We really enjoyed it. It was a bit of a last-minute entry for us, but the organisers have been fantastic. Sorted a lot of things out. We've got some accommodation, so we're really, really well done event. It's fantastic. It's stages so fast.
Roy, you're leading after the first loop.
We are a little bit surprised to be leading, but you know we're not sticking our necks out anywhere too hard. Things are going well. Car's behaving fantastic. Everything is going really well.
So far so good then for Roy White, who holds a slender lead after stage 3, but can he hold off Josh Moffat with 6 stages still to come?
We're here in the beautiful Burn of County Clare for the penultimate round of the Triton Showers National Rally Championship. Stay tuned, more action to come. The Clare Stages Rally.
Welcome back to the Charlie McHenry Motor Services Stages Rally in County Clare, home of the Burren National Park and setting for the penultimate round of the Triton Showers National Rally Championship. The event had a new leader after stage 4 as Josh Moffat and Keith Moriarty went quickest by 7 seconds to take over the top spot from Roy White and James O'Brien. Moffat and Moriarty set 2 more fastest times to hold a 4.3 second lead after the second loop of stages. Declan Boyle and James O'Reilly were still very much in championship mode, but they did climb to 7th overall as they maintained their cautious approach. So much so that they were caught once again by the hard-charging rally leaders. Roy White admitted that he was caught cold by Moffat on the opening stage of the loop, and he did well to stay within 1 second of the Monaghan driver on the following 2 stages. All to play for now with 3 tests remaining. Still holding 3rd, Dara O'Riordan was over a minute behind, but enjoying his drive through the Clare countryside.
Dara, what are you up to under the bonnet?
Just fooling around with suspension.
You're holding 3rd. It's a great result so far.
Yeah, I'm happy. I think we're going okay, and we're beating our times. So it's good.
O'Riordan would have to watch his back across the final loop, though, as last year's winner Daniel Cronin and Shane Buckley were just 11 seconds further back in 4th.
In a bit of a battle now with Dara for 3rd, but I feel I'm going very hard, so I don't know what will happen in the next 3, but yeah, we'll keep trying and see what happens.
Padraig Egan slipped to 5th across the afternoon stages as he gave the McKinstry-hired Subaru some rough treatment on his local stages.
Crest Marty, crest and jump. Marty, flat 2 left in over crest, 100 over bumps, and then mid over crest and jump. And then crest and jump okay after it. And then crest and jump okay. Crest and jump. And then 3 left okay. 3 left okay.
There was a new leader of the 2-wheel drive category as Chris Armstrong really got into the groove in his Mark II Escort over the second loop of stages.
2 right plus, 250, 2 right plus, 250. 1 right, 100 over fly and finish. Keep it in there the whole way, 200 at the back of it. Attaboy.
Ian Barrett and Paul McGee had been leading the category until mechanical issues in the Darien T90 forced retirement after stage 4. Ian's dad Frank and brother Darren Barrett made it one stage further before mechanical trouble in the Subaru Impreza brought their rally to an end. The fuel pump problems in Stuart Darcy's Darien resurfaced on stage 4 and he dropped out of the top 10 going into the final service halt.
Stuart, you're down on a little bit of pace.
Yeah. We lost on stage 4 there, just about nearly halfway into it. A wee bit of fuel pressure, I don't know what's going on. I think it's the ECU that's shutting the pumps down, but we got to the end of it. Didn't do it in the last 2, but we'll see what happens. All we can do is hold on and get to the finish now for second place points.
To the final loop of stages now, and we turn to the class winners, where Philip McKibben and Tommy Cummane won the historic class in their Escort Mark 1. With 20-year-old Jason Black securing the junior title at the previous round in Sligo, older brother Gareth borrowed his 1600cc starlet for Clare and finished third in class with navigator Ryan Brennan.
Over crest jumps, long 2 right here over crest jumps, into 2 left, long 2 right into a crest jump, long 2 right here into a crest jump and a fast 3 left 80. Fast 3 left here, Gareth, 80. Left on crest and late 3 right into a 3 left. Late 3 right into a 3 left.
Dara McNairn took second in class with dad Trevor Graham navigating in the Toyota Corolla. Darren took maximum points, however, as class winners on the day Cathal Nolan and Stephen Joyce are not registered for the series.
Dara, your first home in the juniors for the Triton series, a fantastic result.
Oh Jesus, I'm happy to get finished now. They were excellent stages. There's a lot of wee moments, but sure, you get that.
And your dad, Trevor, was keeping you straight on the straight and narrow?
Yeah, we're doing our best. He's coming on well, so that's for 18-year-olds a good achievement.
Des Roach and Kevin Enright took the Class 1 win in their Honda Civic. Just 1.2 seconds behind was the Peugeot 208 R2 of Class 2 winners Ronan Denning and Carl Egan. Local man Aidan Conley guided Michael Rogers to the top of Class 3 in the Civic Type R. In Class 9, Pat Ryan and Jack Dalton were victorious in their Escort Mark II. In Class 11F, David Quigley and Des Sherlock finished third in the Honda Civic. Lee McLaughlin and Liam McIntyre took the runner-up spot and they finished 20th overall. But taking the Class 11F win and 15th overall were Michael Hamilton and Dylan Donoghue, who survived a few close calls on their local stages.
3 right, opens to a long 2 right, flat 3 right, big cut for a 4 left, barrier, inside 60, flat 3 left, 60, turn square right. Alright, well done. Flat 2 left.
Donegal crew Christy Gallagher and Lee Cullen took the Class 11R win in their Toyota Starlet. Having claimed the overall Sligo Pallets Border title at round 5, Brian Armstrong and Aidan Gallagher secured the Class 12 national title with another class win at round 6.
1 left, only 80, a short 4 left fast at the wall, 100. The very long 2 left over the crest, don't left. The 2 right over crest jump, don't left, and 2 right. 60. The tight 3 left on at the house, 100.
In Class 13, Limerick crew Sean Moran and Jonathan Keane took the runner-up spot and finished 18th overall in Clare. Johnny Jordan and Paddy McCrudden won Class 13 and finished 10th overall in the 2-litre Starlet. In the 2.5-litre Class 14 battle, Australian visitor Jonathan Warr took 6th place with Irishman Ben Taggart calling the notes in the Mark II Escort. Over 20 seconds ahead in 5th were Kerry crew Tim Enright and Stephen Buckley. In 4th was Limerick crew Stephen Baughan and Chris O'Donnell.
And you've got 6 right 80, keep the bus on. And a 6 right over crest jump, 100. And a Kia 4 right, slippy maybe. And a 5 left.
Ed Synan and Dennis O'Connell were 3rd in Class 14 and 17th overall. With the fuel pump issue sorted for now, Stuart Darcy and Aileen Kelly had to settle for 2nd in class and 9th overall in the Darien T90. Taking the class win and 7th overall, Chris Armstrong close to within 4 points of Darcy in the two-wheel drive championship and secured the Triton Showers Mark II Champions Trophy with navigator Chris Melly.
Chris, you are our Mark II champion for 2018. A huge result. You must be over the moon.
Yes, delighted. It's a long year. It's been a hard battle every rally. Happy to finally get the trophy. I've been chasing it for a couple of years. I think the last two-wheel drive win I had was 2 years ago here, so happy out.
To the four-wheel drive classes now, where Donegal brothers Trevor and Kenny Buster took the Group N win in their Mitsubishi Evo 9.
Trevor leading the Group N, a fantastic position to be in.
Yeah, delighted after today. We come down here, really hoping for like a good points haul, and to get the 10 points in the Group N one. Just delighted, we're in great position now.
In the R5 class, English crew Jeff Wright and Chris Sanderson finished 5th in their Ford Fiesta. Limerick's Keith Lyons took 4th in Class 5 and finished 16th overall with navigator Sean Henry. David Guest and Jonathan McGrath brought their Skoda Fabia to 3rd in Class 5 and came in 12th overall. Gareth McHale and Brian Murphy's returned to rallying after 6 years netted 2nd in Class 5 and 8th overall. Could we see them contest a full season next year? Considering they were up against a lot of World Rally cars this year, 2017 winners Daniel Cronin and Shane Buckley did well to take Class 5 and finish 4th overall in the Fiesta R5. Kevin Barrett and Sean Mullally took the Class 7 win and 13th overall in the Triton Subaru WRC. Niall Moroney won Class 15 and finished 14th overall, with Welshman Elgin Davis calling the notes in the Subaru Impreza S5 WRC. Manxman Andrew Dudgeon and Joe Dooley took 3rd in Class 20 and finished 11th overall in the slightly worse for wear Mitsubishi Evo 6. Padraig Egan and Brian Hassett took 2nd in class and finished 6th overall in the Impreza and were the highest placed local crew. But taking the Class 20 trophy in 5th overall were Declan Boyle and James O'Reilly. To the overall podium finishers now, and taking 3rd place was the Cork-Wexford pairing of Darrow Reardon and Andy Hayes. Despite securing a bonus point for setting fastest time on the final stage, Roy White and James O'Brien couldn't retake the overall lead across the final loop, and they had to settle for the runner-up spot, just 7.7 seconds behind winners Josh Moffat and Keith Moriarty. The pair set quickest times on stages 7 and 8 before claiming the Dougie Hughes Memorial Trophy back at rally headquarters at the Hotel Woodstock in Ennis.
Josh, you're our overall winner today. Some important points on the championship leaderboard, and of course, drive of the day as well. A great day for you.
Yeah, definitely. We're over the moon, and the day panned out not too bad for us, so can't ask for much more, really.
So congratulations to Josh and Keith on a fine win, and to Clare Motor Club on a fine event which sees Declan Boyle retake the overall points lead heading into his home rally in Donegal for the final round. A top 8 championship finish will be enough for Boyle to secure a 3rd national title.
Josh Moffat takes the win here at the Clare Stages Rally, but the battle to lift the VAR Memorial Trophy rages on to the Donegal Harvest Rally, where Declan Boyle, Joe McGonigal and Josh Moffat are all in contention to lift that prestigious title. You won't want to miss that. Do join us then.